Hello everyone and welcome back to Antique and Garden Showcase. This is Mark and I'm glad to have you back here today. Earlier today I was at work and the task at hand was to sort out an estate's worth of fine and costume jewelry. Now if you are faced with the challenge of being an executor over someone's estate or something like that, you may be in the same position and need to do this, or you may want to hire a company such as ours with the person like me who does this type of work. But I want to show you my method of what I do to sort out what looks like a never-ending pile of jewelry and do that in a relatively short amount of time with quite a bit of accuracy and looking for those particular items that may be silver, maybe gold, maybe name brand or whatever that's in that particular um, group of jewelry. So let's roll back today and go back to where I was at work and I'll show you about sorting estate jewelry. So the task at hand today looks something like this. I've got boxes upon boxes upon boxes and boxes and even more boxes of things to go through. So I'm going to take some time and open up each of these things. The things I'm looking for fine and precious jewelry, but I'm also looking for coordinating costume jewelry, things that have the maker's marks and stuff on them, like Monet and Trifari, those types of pieces. Um, then what I want to do is I'm going to go over here. I have a station set up of boxes, and then I want to put certain things in here. Like if I find silver jewelry, I might put it in here. If I do gold, I might put it in here. If I do name brand certain thing, I've just got this set up now. I don't know what I'm going to find, and then as I go along, I will put names on these boxes. This way, when I go to make a lot, I'll know exactly what I have available to put in those lots. As I start going through and picking out some of these things, I'll take you along the journey and show you what I have found as I open some of the boxes and show you some of the things that I use to determine what these particular items are. All right, well, the rain has started to pick up here in the building, so hopefully you can hear on this microphone. I am wearing the new Maybest microphone to try to help pick up a little bit better, so maybe that will work out. I've gone through quite a bit of this already, and I'll show you where I'm at right now on the sorting boxes, and then I'll also show you what's right here in front of me are some of the things that I've pulled out that we'll take a look at under the microscope to show you what those particular items are. So the sorting shelf looks a little bit like this right now. I've got a lot of the jewelry boxes, cases, compacts, things like that I pull aside because I may add those to a lot. I've got a bunch of sets here, which luckily this particular estate had a lot of box set jewelry. It makes it easier. This was all box sets too that I went through. There were some Linux watches and some other watches. We've got some Mickey Mouse watches there and a pile of other different types to go through. I've got some 925 picked out here that were in the box sets, but there's a lot more that I'll show you under the microscope of things that weren't marked to give you an idea of what to look for. Brooches, so far this is what I've found going through. Bracelets I've separated into this box right here. Bead jewelry here. I've got necklaces here and earrings here. So I try to go through if there's anything else and pick out anything that's a set and do as many sets as I possibly can. Just makes it easier when you're putting this together. But let's wheel over here to my desk real quick. This is where I've got a box of things that I've already pulled out, and this box, these were things that I could just tell. After you've done this so long, you can kind of tell the feel of certain things. Now, like this piece I'm holding in my hand here, it had a silver feel to me. I got to looking at it, and you can see a tiny little mark right there at the top. But if you put that under the scope and get it in there, you can see that says 925. 925 means that's 92.5% sterling silver. The other percentage of that is going to be fillers to help stabilize the piece. So I've got a sterling silver set right there. Also, this piece right here, if I can find the mark again, it's hard to hold the camera and do, but there's the mark on it. You can't really tell a lot with the eye, but when you put it under the scope, it is 950 Mexico. Now 950 is going to be 95% silver. So that's going to have a larger silver content, but this also has some enameling and whatever else, but silver is going to be the backing of that particular piece. So as I go through here, all these different pieces like this one, you can tell there's a mark on the back of it. If I put it under the scope, it's a piece from Mexico. It's 925. It's 92.5% silver. All right. Same for a lot of this. I found a lot of this to be Mexico silver. Whatever else, this particular bracelet was marked 925 sterling on the back of it. These earrings were in a sterling silver. I've not checked those yet, but I'm pretty sure they are. These earrings, they look like sterling silver, but I can't find any marks, so I may have to test those another way. As you can see, my desk is still pretty piled up here. So I'm going to go through, see what else I can find, and then I'll be back with you in just a bit. Okay, so the last portion of this I want to show you is I found in here a pair of 10K earrings and a pair of 14K earrings. The 14K earrings, you can pretty much see the marking right there on the stem, but I can highlight that a little better for you. There you go. You can see those are 14K, so that's where you're going to look for that. And on these, not really visible with the eye. They are actually on the stem too, but they're kind of on the top of that stem. So when you turn it in there, you can see the 10K that's on the top of that um, earring. So when you're going through estate jewelry, it's best to be very careful when you're looking, especially if the earring itself, the post is gold and this is gold. Look at it, because there's a good chance that it is either a 10K or a 14K. If your post is another color, like a stainless or that, or silver, then chances are you're probably looking at a costume piece. All right, so those are just some suggestions for sorting through an estate's worth of jewelry. And you may find this to be helpful if you're going through a loved one's jewelry collection or whatever else. Um, these particular items that you saw on the desk took me around 3 hours and some change to go through. So it's not that difficult of a task if you just take the time to do it and look for those things. And tools like magnifying and whatever else helps quite a bit when you're doing that. So thank you for tuning in to Antique and Garden Showcase. I hope you found this helpful. If so, please like the video and hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.